Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with Mind Body TV. This is Dr. Kim Duramo. Welcome if you are new, and for those of you who are live, I love hearing where you're listening from. And for those who are listening to the recording, I know there's a lot more who listen to the recording. I want to say hello and give you a shout out. Thanks for being here. Today, I'm going to share about how to align with your soul purpose. For a lot of us, we're coming into this awakening of, wait, here's what I really want to do, or, well, I'm doing this thing now, but what I really want to do is, or like a more expansive way of doing what we're already doing, especially for people like myself as a physician. There's this conventional way of practicing, and I was trained in emergency medicine, but there was always this inner knowing of something more expansive. I was here to do something more expansive, to share something that was like innately in me, something that I knew, something that was part of my essence and part of who I am. There's a lot of people I've met in healthcare who are doing the same thing, doctors or nurses or other practitioners who are sort of in that transition right now of knowing, like, wait a minute, there's a bigger, more expansive way that I want to be doing this. And I don't even know what that looks like, but here's what it feels like. And so it can be a little tricky where we get stuck, like, well, I have to wait until I pay off these bills, and then I can leave this job, and then I can go do this other expansive thing. Or I've got to get this other degree, and when I have that degree, then I'll be qualified to do this other thing. Or whatever the thing might be, when I'm finished raising my children, or when I make X amount of money in the bank, like we're waiting to get there or to start it. And that is not the way to actually let this be created. The other thing people do a lot is they try to work harder to make it happen. Like I know people in this community have expressed, I have this blog and I want to share, and it really comes from my heart, but I'm trying to be more productive. Why aren't I more productive? Why can't I make it happen? The thing that's getting created doesn't get done in the way we conventionally have been engaging in things, or like working hard and nose to the grindstone and make it happen and be productive. What's wanting to get created, this new, more expansive expression, is a completely different level of creation. And so we've got to align with that in order to let it come through. We've got to align with the new career or the new job or the new version of what we're already doing in order for it to come through clearly and to come through effortlessly. So if you are part of this expansion, whether you're a wellness practitioner or a coach or a healthcare person, or even just a regular member of society and who you're being with people in your life or those that you care about, or as a mom and how you're being with your kids, and you want to sort of break into this more expansive expression of you, stay tuned for what we're sharing today, because I'm going to be sharing a lot on that. So welcome Nicole and Randy and Arlene, woohoo, and beautiful Kelly. I'm always so excited to see friendly faces, familiar faces. Savithri. How would I say your name? It's beautiful. Savithri. Welcome. Joyce, Rachel, and anyone else who's here. I'd love to hear from you. And specifically, has this been true for you? Have you been feeling this like inner calling from the heart of what I really want to do is, even if you can't define it or really put a voice to it, but that you have this knowing of like, or you kind of feel the opposite, the heaviness of what you're currently doing and what it currently looks like, oh, I don't even want to do this. This got to be a better way. Or for a lot of us too, you're trying to kind of do the new thing, but you're in the old energy. So it feels like heavy lifting and heavy work. I was, for probably like 3 years, kind of trying to do what I'm doing now and share the message, what I'm sharing now, but I was trying to do it while I was remaining in this old alignment of, I'm not good enough, I have to do more, or I have to work harder and be better and improve, all of these limited understandings. And so it was really, really hard work, and it never really created what I knew was ready to be created. So if that's you, I would definitely love to hear if that's kind of resonating. So the most important pieces, what do we do to get started? The most important thing, because I remember when I was in the emergency room, and so many times I'd be like, please, God, get me out of here. Please, God, get me out of here. I want to just be doing the work I'm here to do. I want to be more doing the work that comes through my heart, sharing this more intuitive understanding to help people heal. But it was kind of from a space of, I felt really depleted, and I felt kind of desperate, like, get me out of here. When can I start doing this other thing? So you can see that separation between where I am now and where I want to be. That is a huge misunderstanding. And the thing that really allowed me to come into this alignment now, where I'm no longer in the ER and I'm now practicing as in a much more expansive way, was to embrace where I was, and always in this moment and in every moment, to embrace am now. And I heard that loud and clear throughout all those times when I would be, desperately praying to God in the ER, like, I can't make it through. I can't do this anymore. Then I would feel the inner knowing of, Kim, you are exactly where you need to be. Settle into where you are now. It's all here. It's all coming. And then I'd kind of resume where I was. Okay. I breathe in, I breathe out, and I allow myself to be exactly where I am right now. And then, later on it will build up again, like, I want to do something different. But each time it was like, be here now, embrace where you are right now. So it isn't the matter of like, I've got to do this other thing, so much as I want to align where I am right now with what this higher frequency or higher expression is. How do we do that? And specifically, how did I do that? Let me just see if we can make that shorter. So I have a link I want to share with you. So basically, the first thing I began to practice was I would feel into this space of what I knew was coming through. The more expansive way of practicing that I couldn't even name or describe. I mean, I didn't even know we had Skype. This is like years and years and years ago that I'd be able, or Facebook Live, to broadcast something. How would I possibly be able to see people all over the world? How would I possibly be able to reach people instantly? But it was in that frequency of like an instant, almost like letting people into my world of how I think, what I see, what I know, and letting that wisdom just come through seamlessly and effortlessly. So I would begin to feel into that, even though I had no clue that there was ever a reality where that could transpire. So years back, I would just begin to feel into, what is this, and what does it feel like, and how does it make my heart open? And I would connect with that yes. And we're going to do an exercise today to begin to connect with that, to open up into this space. The most important thing we can do is to begin to align with that creation and that space from where we are right now. All right, let's see if he can do it. It's always a little harder to do when we're in the frustration of like the impossible thing, like, I can't even, it's impossible. I can't do it because I'm not good enough, or I don't know enough, or I'm not certified in blah, blah, blah. And we make up all these reasons. And then that just makes us feel heavier and has us buy into the idea that it either has to be this really, really, really hard thing, or we can't have it, or, maybe for someone else, but not for me. Or I'm doing it wrong, it should be happening this way, and it's not. And then we stay in those stuck patterns, and things don't come in as fluidly as they could. So yes, let me go to the comments here. If you are kind of in that boat where you kind of feel like you're waiting for something to come in, like, where is it? I don't know. I want to hear more about that. Hello to all these new people who are joining. Dawn says, I can relate. I feel the heaviness of where I am, but I am called to something else. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's also the heaviness of, but how am I going to pay my bills? I have to pay my bills. So I have to stay in this thing this way. And someday some miracle will happen, and then I can look over there. But no, it's actually now. How can I begin to percolate with this new thing that's coming in, even where I am right now, and then let things unwind for me? I spoke with someone this morning. It was really interesting. She's definitely ready to do her work more expansively. And then when she looked at possibilities of doing that, she said, well, it depends on my finances. And I know we can do that sometimes where we see limitation. And life is certainly calling her into an expansion. So I got off the call with her and realized what happens for us is we have this, it's like life's knocking on the door of your heart. Hey, let me in. I'm going to come through. And if you make space for me, there's this beautiful expression that will come out and everyone wins, right? Like the people you're here to assist as well as yourself. And then you say, oh, well, I'll do that, but how much is it going to cost me? And then we look, because we think we're still in that world of limitation. We don't realize that the wisdom that's coming through us also brings the gifts that are needed for it to be created. Like for what I'm doing to be created, someone had to come up with Facebook Live, for example, or Skype, or the person who's helping me on the tech side of things and how we do emailing and communicate with people and all these other things. I didn't have to go, figure that out. When I was in alignment, those things crossed my path. Those things came into my reality, and all the resources I needed in order to relate with them, in order to utilize them. So it was never the hard thing, or, oh, well, I can't do that because, and then you go into your conclusions of what you think is already true. So I noticed that for this person, and I know we're all in that kind of expansion. So when I got off the phone, I realized, okay, that's something for me to embrace, because it's always for me to embody myself, and then it's an invitation to others. So Kim, what is it that you're looking for that could be even easier to know all the resources are here for me, and the timing is perfect and elegant, that's right for me, and just let everything be a gift to me. Let life be a gift to me, because I am in service to life. That's how it works. So that was part of the message I wanted to share this morning, was that the resources always come in when you are in your own alignment. So Randy says, I'm so grateful for this topic today, as it's going on over 2 months since I took the steps to start my blog and business, and I've done nothing since, and also nothing beyond the bare essentials for my financial and everyday life. I noticed that what came up after I chose that yes is that I tried to go at it in a way to cover old shame from feeling like I hadn't accomplished enough in my life. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. So this would help me feel worthy. Yep, amen. I think the procrastination is actually my heart wanting to release that and let myself create this as an expression of my whole self, rather than as a sign of success. Randy, you're so beautiful. This is basically exactly, and you just communicated it beautifully. One of the things I wanted to share today, when I was trying to create this, what I'm doing now in my business, from the space of incompletion, it was always hard work, and it never really created that expansion. And it did take me stepping back and sitting back in the space of inadequacy, of I really should be doing more, I can't just sit still, and really immense discomfort. And I can say immense with all caps, because it's kind of indescribable how fast and furious I wanted to, I gotta write a blog, I gotta do a thing, I gotta do another webinar, I gotta do another course, I have to feel productive, because I felt inadequate. And so instead of actually being in the inadequacy and being willing to feel it, I would try to do the productive thing and then have a temporary, okay, I'm good today, check the box, good, I'm good. But nothing actually got created from that. So sometimes we're trying to do it right instead of do it well, which is to let it come effortlessly. We're trying to do it right instead of connecting with the essence of it. So right now, we'll take a few moments, and you can close your eyes, and I'm just going to invite you into a short meditation just for a couple of minutes. Yeah, Nancy says, I want to open my Reiki practice, but keep my job. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of times we can go in the transition and allow ourselves to participate in one realm and move into another as well. Certainly for me, that was part of the experience. So as you close your eyes, just take a few deep breaths. And I want you to connect with your heart. So just bring your awareness to the space in your chest, the space around your heart, the space that's there. If you put your feet on the floor, uncross your legs. For me, that's a big thing, remembering to uncross the legs. Let the pelvis breathe fully. Let the energy move through your body. Let your spine be straight. And just breathe. I appreciate that this alone can be one of the most difficult things. I know for me, I would just like keep walking and be like, I'll just listen while I'm getting my exercise and not actually do the exercise or the meditation. This will be a really short meditation. So gift yourself, like pull over on the side of the road or on the side of the bike trail or whatever, if you're listening to this, and just give yourself a minute to be present. This can be a magical moment. So breathe into your body and let your eyes close and just ask the question, who am I? Who am I? And just breathe fully and let yourself feel what comes into your awareness. It's not the same as thinking, well, I'm this, I'm a woman, I'm a doctor, I'm a mother. It's actually the bigger who am I that goes beyond all identities. It's okay that those are there. And there's something bigger that's beyond it. Who am I? And so just breathing in and feeling what arises. Good. And then the next question. What am I here to be? What am I here to be? Let your body relax, breathing in. What am I here to be? Breathing out. Relax your shoulders. Just feel your body. What am I here to be? Good. And let that come in. The awareness of that. Just a little bit of the essence of that. Maybe it's a color. Maybe there's a texture. Maybe there's a warmth or a temperature that you feel. What am I here to be? Doesn't need to come into the mind that translates it into, oh, I'm going to be a blah, blah, blah. It's just the essence of it. Let that be born first. Let that come into your awareness first. And let everything go. You just close your eyes and breathe. How would it feel to let that come to fruition? How would it feel to let that come into life? How would it feel to let that come into fruition? Okay, so just breathing. How would I feel to let all of this come to fruition? And then feeling it, whatever you feel, whatever you notice. Good. And if you bring your awareness to the space around your body, as well as the space of your body and your heart, it can help you tune into this awareness. What would it look like for this to come to fruition? Breathing in. What would it feel like? What would it feel like for me to receive that? Good. And then the last piece of this, you can just ask, what am I most grateful for? What am I most grateful for? What am I most grateful for? And I'm laughing because it just brings so much delight when I bring my awareness to what I'm most grateful for. It's really, really beautiful. So just breathe that in for a few breaths. And then I'd love you to share what that experience was like, what you noticed. Was it challenging? Did you not even do it because you're like, I'm too busy, I'm just going to listen and get information and then use it later? Or can you actually let yourself receive something? Yes, I received this moment. Maybe it was hard, maybe it was uncomfortable, but just celebrating that, yeah, I actually did this exercise and I let myself receive, because the mind thinks it's mundane and useless. And in truth, aligning with our essence, just like we did in this exercise, but in any way, aligning is the number one, most and really only important thing for us to do. Now that can blow your mind a little because you're like, what? Certainly I have to do the laundry. I have to do the bills. I have to see my patients. Certainly I have to do, feed the kids. And the alignment you're in is going to determine how much chaos is in your life for you to do, how much to do is there versus how much gets taken care of for me. And the quality of that doing, your alignment is the most important part of the quality of everything you're doing. And so what actually gets created. See, I could have sat there and written a million blogs and they could have all been so brilliant and like the best information in the world. But if I was in the alignment of, I got to do more, it's not enough, it would be flat. And even if like 100,000 people read it, like nothing would actually get created because it wouldn't move the mountain. And so what we can do instead might just be like 10 minutes. Right now we're in a live, and for me to just share from my heart, and that can move and create infinitely more than like a year's worth of work. And it already is. I mean, that's not even a question. It's creating way more. Like if someone sends a message and I see the YouTube thing pop up and they say, I can't thank you enough. Just this 3-minute video changed my life. I don't have any more pain, or my symptoms have resolved. I don't have anxiety anymore. You'll never know what this meant to me. Thank you so much. Like I get a lot of that. And it is the most beautiful thing. It is the most amazing. One of the things I'm the most grateful for in my life. And it lights me up and lets me know, like, it matters. It matters that I showed up today. It matters that, when I did that video, that I just posted it and put it out there, even though like it wasn't perfect, or I don't even check them. I don't even listen to them after, because I don't want to do that. It's not juicy for me. So I'm like, you know what? Just put it out there. And when I do a video, I do it like I'm doing it live, and I just connect with my heart. It's like, I love you, and here's what I want to share. I have love in my heart, and here's what it sounds like, and here's what it looks like. And it's not perfect, but I let it come through, and then to have someone say, thank you, this meant something to me. That is it. And then there are all kinds of other things that creates. But the most important thing is that juice, that feeling of I am. You could say I matter, but that can be construed a little bit like the significance. The ego wants to be significant. I am a very important person. I have this many followers on a Facebook channel, or I have this many subscribers. We just celebrated a milestone in our YouTube channel, and I'm so excited to celebrate that. And it's not, I don't need to make it like it's an achievement. But like I said in the beginning, years back, it was like the most important thing. That isn't, none of that is what it is. It's just I am. So if you're trying to be significant in your work, move more into the alignment of contribution. Contribution is something that comes through you as an infinite expression of self. You'll always have more when you contribute, because contribution comes through the heart from infinite source. Significance comes through kind of like the body and efforting. And this is who I am. I'm significant. And now I'm like, now I got to take a nap. So it will always deplete you, and it won't really create more. So you don't really receive. Rachel says, I struggle with being patient. There's a lot I want to do, but I'm impatient, and I want to be able to do it all at once. And then I get more sick, and my body gets more wound up and tense. Then I can't concentrate, and I don't achieve any of it. Yep, this is exactly the energy that Randy was speaking about. So will you allow, like she says, I struggle with allowing the impatience. How do we just sit with it so it can move when the mind is trying to rush it all? So take a breath now. And I had mentioned it, for me, it's the hardest thing, because there were so many records in my mind that I should be doing something else instead of just being with the discomfort of that impatience, or the discomfort of my fear, or the discomfort of all those conclusions that I'm not enough, and so I really do have to do more. But when my commitment was big enough, and when the pain of doing it that way was big enough, I was willing to meet that discomfort. And yes, it is that simple. Breathe in, sit in the nothingness, breathe out, sit in the emptiness of the unworthiness, the one that says I'm unworthy. Because I could do all the work in the world and try to help so many people, but if I'm in unworthiness, it's incredibly limited what gets created. And then vice versa, if I take 99% of my time and energy to just align, then that 1% of doing is a million, is infinite. And so that's what I had to do. And I didn't like it, but I knew it was true. And so I more and more was willing to sit in that discomfort. For those of you who are looking for that alignment, I do have an audio, and we're setting it up now on trying to set it up on a a link, but I'll just post the link on here. It's an audio, how to get aligned on demand. And you can go to drkimd.com to subscribe, because we're mailing things like this out all the time. But we will post that here so that you have it on the replay. We'll put the link for that. There's an audio I did that helps you just come into this alignment with connection with self, and specifically, like Rachel is saying, to allow those energies to release, so that we're operating in this clear alignment, and instead of the not enoughness. Joyce, thank you. She says, perfect topic today. These are some things. There are things I want to pursue, but I'm procrastinating because I'm concerned about not doing it right, being judged, and the inevitable failure. I need to believe in myself and try to forget being perfect. There is no perfect. Well, it's interesting because I am going to create a video about this just when we get off here. I have been looking a lot at others and things, specifically what's happening with our president. And there's a lot of not enoughness that you see when you watch him or hear or listen. And for me, everything is an invitation to be the medicine. That's the name of the program that I've created working with wellness practitioners. It is the most powerful thing we can be, that we can do in order to really assist others. And he is the beautiful expression of all the ways we feel not enough. And there's a reason this is happening on the planet right now, as much as I know it creates fear for a lot of people, but there's a huge transition we're in. And there is a lot of ways we're moving into the true alignment of I am all that is. I am, and not the I'm enough because I did this thing. I'm the best because I achieved this thing. I'm enough because, and he's a beautiful expression of that, but it lives within all of us where we feel like we're not enough. And so then we try to make up for it with, all these other things. Stacy says, I have an eclectic background. How do I combine all my skills and knowledge and come up with my purpose? How can I go forward when my mind tells me you don't have a degree or enough training? This is beautiful. The truth is that what we're here to express has nothing about the linear world, and what it tells us are the qualifications or the degrees that are needed, or are the pathways through which it needs to get created. So you can know, and I'll give you that invitation right now, to release everything you've been told has to be in place in order for you to express and share what you're here to express and share, or in order for you to be what you're here to be. So we don't have to know what it looks like, or even like the name for it, or anything. When we align with the essence of it, and even this little practice that we just did in this session here, that will bring us into the energy of it enough that download comes through. That is what repatterns our brain, our nervous system, our neural networks. That is what repatterns our information, the nervous system, how our body is sort of aligned and connecting, what's happening within us. That is what creates the alignment chemically, physiologically, to allow our physical body to carry through with that sort of dream or that vision. We must connect with the essence of it. What does it? Where is it resonating? Who am I? Who am I here to be? What is it? What would it be like for me to have the fruition of that? And then you feel that, oh my God, it'd be so amazing. And it's okay all the ways the mind thinks, but it's okay. Just let yourself percolate it in it as many times as possible, as many times a day, or certainly at least once a day. Play with that energy. I want to welcome everyone to drkimd.com. Thanks for being here on Mind Body TV. Please subscribe if you're interested in receiving more in what I'm sharing. We're going to be moving this broadcast onto the Mind Body community. If you're here and you're not a member of the Mind Body community, just go into I think it's the Mind Body community, or just Mind Body community in Facebook, and we will welcome you into the community. We will be broadcasting live there starting in the next couple of weeks, so the notification will go there. And I want to just thank everyone for being in here. Cynthia says, I was in a clear cylinder type bubble with that experience. Beautiful. And Bhavna, which is a beautiful name. I get very depressed in my life. Yes. So this is a beautiful thing to allow you to receive where you are and let yourself at the same time embrace all of who you are. We can't move beyond depression. We can only embrace where we are to embrace light in the space of our darkness. In the Heal CD, I have it on my website, HEAL. It's a MP3 download. I would welcome you there. There's a beautiful, beautiful audio on there to assist with moving beyond depression at drkimd.com. And I think if you go to drkimd.com/heal, you can purchase that MP3 download. I am always so excited to have everyone here. I'll look through the comments as I complete, but just a couple more. Randy says, I felt like what I'm here for is to be peaceful and happy. And I'm so grateful for this moment, for my breath, for the delicious experience of that expansion. Now, that's beautiful. And a lot of times people think, yeah, but, and then the whole but is, that's not going to pay the bills. Yeah, but it has to create a business. Yeah, but it has to blah, 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 blah. And the crazy thing about that is when we are just willing to light ourselves up with our own essence, to be lit up with our own essence just for nothing, that's when everything can be created. That's when the inspired awareness of like, boom, let's do this, or the inspired synchronicities of like meeting a person maybe that you partner with, or, you know, a lot of the synchronicities that have come into my life with the team we now have in place of people that are assisting what we're doing here. It's a beautiful gift. And I know it's a reflection of the alignment I'm in that I can even connect with those people. So a lot of times we learn with manifesting that it's about attracting. You've got to, you know, get in this alignment and then you attract the people and the things and the experiences and the money. And I would invite you to release all of that, because that comes from the duality of we're in separation. You're separate from it. A more true expression of what's actually happening is that as I come into the alignment with it, I experience what's already here. I am the invitation for that experience. I'm saying yes to that experience. So it's not so much attracting the people or money or ideas or experiences. It's inviting it in. I willingly invite all of this. And so when Randy says, I felt like what I'm here for is to be peaceful and happy, and I'm so grateful for this moment. If we just align with that, it is the power. It is all of it that allows everything. It's the invitation for all other things. So I'm glad to leave with that as we complete. And I invite everyone to be here each week on Mind Body TV at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm now back on Mountain Time. We just arrived back yesterday. It was an interesting homecoming because we couldn't get, our flight got canceled, so we were here a day late. And then when we got here, our water line to the house was disrupted. So we couldn't use the house because not just like taking showers and stuff, but if you have to pee and poop, all those things you got to do. I couldn't be there with the kids. So we are in a hotel after like 2 months away on vacation. And I'm like, this is really interesting. How does it all come together? And it has. I have always been taken care of and have everything I need. And my husband is a huge, huge part of that. And it's beautiful. And I've had an amazing time because we get up and we're staying right on the river. Where we live is further out of town. And now we're like right in town. So get up with my little ones and we took a beautiful walk on the river, and it's just been awesome. So I am so, so thankful to be here with you today and sending you so much of my love. Oh, and we have the link here that Erica has posted. So you can click on that for the how to get aligned on demand. It's a free meditation that I'm sharing with you. So lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.